something I'll say about Republicans is we immediately turned on him as far as some of our top news people. As soon as he started shaking on this, Tucker Carlson called him out immediately. Candace Owens called him out immediately.
Wait, I wanted to be clear. This is not immediate. They called him out 10 years too late. Just so we're clear.
Whoa.
This is not immediate. This is 10 years too late when they finally see that they didn't call him out because their morals pushed them to call him out. They called him out because they saw the tide turning. Okay? These people, you know what? Actually, I will give Tucker Carlson a smidge of credit because he has been a little bit more consistent than people like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro and all them. But there are a lot of these creators who these big creators. I shouldn't even say creators. These influencers, these media people who have only been critical of Trump when the base start to be critical of Trump. So we see Ben Shapiro after January 6th say this is the worst thing to happen to this country since 9/11, and nobody should support Trump ever again. Wow. And then when the polls started to go back up for Donald Trump and it looked like he was going to win the nomination, Ben Shapiro gets right back in line. Same with all of these other people. So just now that it's like, it's very, very clear that Trump is in some way implicated. Now, yeah, they see his base is starting to say, why aren't you releasing it? The Democrats are obviously on it. Why aren't you releasing it? Now they're coming out. It's not because of morals, because if it was because of morals, they would have came out 10 years ago when he bragged about sexually assaulting women. They would have came out 5 years ago when he was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman. They didn't do it then because they don't care about this stuff. They would have talked about him sexualizing children, sexualizing his daughter. They would have talked about when he admitted. Let me one more sentence and I'll let you go. They would have called him out when he admitted to walking into the Miss Teen USA pageants to look at half-naked teenagers because he owns the pageant and he can pretend he's inspecting. That if they actually cared about this stuff, would have been enough for them to say, okay, we're done with this person. They don't care. They care about which way the winds are blowing. And in this case, they're blowing against Trump, and that's why he's facing pushback.